Hi, this is Sheila with Conscious Conversation Central, and today is still Friday. Yeah, still Friday, October the 12th, 2018. And I'm with Lisa Flamino Rush and BZ Rieger for conversation number 3 on the evening. And we're going to talk about, take care where you invest your energy. And we started having this conversation off camera, actually. And I mean, you really helped me with that, BZ, because I did not even consider the ramifications of like a situation. I just thought if I had let's just pretend for a moment I have a comment, okay? I've got a comment on YouTube, and it's something that I don't particularly care for, maybe, and I decide whether or not I'm going to approve it. Well, now I might not want to approve it because this is my playground, and I've decided that, I'd like to have a particular frequential thing going on. But I had stated that, well, I wouldn't be investing my energy if I just simply approved the comment and don't attempt to sway this person's thoughts, because our prior conversation, I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything, and I may not be right for others. I can only be right for me. And I love the way BZ helped me with that, because I thought I really didn't think past that. I wouldn't be investing any energy. I really didn't think. I was just going to, I haven't, and I'm not going to, because it is my playground, and I'm going to choose the frequency vibration that is in my playground. That's only fair. And, but I hadn't thought about that. And you really helped me to see that. Would you mind trying to recreate the way you helped me see that? Or?
Yeah, I can do that. I want Nudge to ask Lisa to say the thing. What I call it is X, and then I'm going to blend the two.
Yeah, because what BZ was saying kind of made me think of this too. I think of it in terms of trying to keep my frequency set point at the solution mode versus problem mode. So then I would try to include things in my frequency that are a match to that, and then that I would not engage with or entertain or include in my frequency the things that don't, that aren't a match.
Mm-hmm. So the what I said about the other example with if there's a comment or something, it's the same
Mm-hmm.
thing. So use solution, comment, same thing. Just take both words and whatever kind of they conjure up. So if you're have a comment in and you approve it, but you're not going to play with it from you personally, linearly, you're not going to play with it, yet you approve it. You actually have invested your energy in it by bringing it in, because there's a community, and so it will then, that energy that you've invested will pay dividends in a whole sorts of ways. So again, for Lisa's, if you're investing in a solution, so you said, I hold it, that's how, like, when I am holding my frequencies, so it's solution oriented rather than problem. Okay, that's interesting, because you didn't add that the first time. So again, now you're looking at, well, I choose not to invest my energy in the problem. Okay, well, this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this is wrong. I don't want to invest that. Okay, right? Right. And I want to invest, I choose more to invest in the solutions.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which on the first blush is great, and it is great, right? Because if those are your two choosings, right? So then in the solutions, there may be potential solutions-oriented energies that come up. You'll want to then, not just because they're a solution, invest your energy in, but again, you feel into each solution that comes, or potentiality of a solution, or solution-focused energy, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And within which one of those are you choosing to invest your energy? Because it may be, and again, words matter because they materialize things when we give voice to them. And heretofore, a lot of words have had certain word spells and magic within them, whether that was because it was designed in the false construct, or because it was designed on our perception filters and we kind of invested our energy in those, right? And perpetuated it, strengthened the walls, built some side tunnels, which, you know, took some different things. So it could be that when you're playing with something and your brain, often the lower eager mind, will go, well, I've got this problem, and, you know, so I could spin on the problem for a minute, and then Lisa's saying, no, my heart's open. I'm gonna focus on the solution. Okay, and terrific. So far, you know, we're moving. Another way too, but again, anything that it's, if we do anything where there's an attachment, like I don't focus on problems, I only focus on solutions, right? See where I'm going? Right. So, so that could or may not, again, depending where you're investing your energy, rule out possibilities. It could rule out just a noticing, which may not be a solution and may or may not, probably not be a problem, and may at first blush not have a lot of specificity and particularity that shows you it might be in the neighborhood of solutions, right? Yet investing your energy in that may put you, as we talked about in the very first video tonight, that pause in breath, you know, that void moment, the horse galloping with all four legs, right? Yeah. So there's lots of different ways. So you can hold it where in each moment, you can choose in each moment what to invest your energy in. And one of the things that just came up for me with that is, the way you had described it, Lisa, is it, what else am I in, what other things want me to behold that I could then also be choosing to invest my energy in, just in that moment of choosing? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then to go back to your example, Sheila, because they are kind of related. So if you approve a comment, you have no desire or intention to play with it, and, you know, because you're doing what you're doing and this person's commenting, and okay, fine, and you're not selling anything, and so great, right? And what I was pointing out is that actually in approving it, you have made the choice, regardless of the comment, the people who are writing the comments, what doesn't matter. You have, because you're a choice and you have chosen to invest your energy in that. And so even if you think, well, I approved it, it's done, and move on, you're not, because you invested your energy in that, and that everything does, not just a comment or the solution, or, you know, that's why I wanted to bring them together. They all have energy because they matter, they materialize, right? So they all have energy, vibrational frequencies to them. So you're investing on that, and that frequency, whether it's the solution or the comment, is now drawing other, it's a structure, and it is drawing, it's an energetic envelope, and it is drawing other frequencies.
Like attracts like.
That's correct. It's also, as we've talked about before, it's because it's a frequency, and if you're, in a plane as a metaphor, and there's wind shear or currents, right, and thermals, and there's, some turbulence, right? Same, they're all frequencies. So it's doing the same kind of thing. So you're invested in that channel of air current frequency in the metaphor, and which means by your intentional choosing, right, you're investing in that. So now you're setting up and admittedly a very expansive situation, if that's what you're consciously choosing to do, right? You're setting up all the other things that go with that. So you actually are investing your energies. It's not just, I checked the box, okay, it's done. So that's actually, both of them are a good example of why it does matter to choose what you're investing in. And whether you think you're doing it or not, you are investing in it, whether you're consciously choosing or not, because you're choosing.
Well, that's exactly the point I was about to make. The very last couple of words you said there about the consciously choosing, because it was painfully obvious to me after having you go through. Well, let's just say you had approved the comment, okay? Because, yeah, true enough, I thought, now again, just for clarity's sake, this is not something that I've done, but I didn't want to even entertain that into my playground. But what I'm saying is that I made the comment to BZ. Well, let's just say for a moment that I had approved it. I don't intend to interact with it. And I really did think that would mean that I wasn't investing. Yeah, I thought that's it. That's all I'm doing, right? But had you not taken the time to share that with me, to walk me through that, to show me that, well, yes, indeed, that would have been. And it's okay had I chosen that. But it's not what I chose, and it's not what I do choose. But for me, it was very important to see that, because I hadn't thought that through, which means, and the reason I said it was painfully obvious, which shows me yet and again that it wasn't conscious. It wasn't a conscious thought there. And this is what I'm striving for, is consciousness, full on consciousness. I don't want to walk around. I'm very clear that I've been walking around in an unconscious state, just doing things I've been programmed and thought were the proper way to do things. And I don't wish to do that anymore. So first, thank you for taking the time to show me that is yet and again one of the, because I wouldn't even, I really, that never even crossed my mind. Yeah, thought I was done.
This is a really good, because a lot of people do it. They said, and then they're like, well, what does that do? Well, how'd that show up? What?
Well, right. And I like also that you're using the terminology, BZ, of investing or sowing seeds, or something that really signifies that, well, what you put out there, what you put in motion there will grow. It will come back to you. It is not finished there. It is right. Leading you to go off. Right. And pull in more. So, yeah. So you want to be conscious of what it is that you're pulling in.
Well, true enough. And now I knew for myself that that's not right. Okay. So see, this is another example for me, because I had already deleted that comment, and I wasn't even going to go there because I didn't want it in my neighborhood, my field, whatever. But I think that being a little more connected than I realize I am, it was not wanting to be invested, but I just didn't have that consciously. Thank you for helping me, tease that out, by the way, because that makes everything.
So let's play and tease this thing out a little bit more. So
Okay.
in the last conversation we did, which was show the way and keep going. And I gave an example in that of, if someone's in a job, they don't like the job and it's annoying, right? Or whatever it is. And I said, well, if you choose, you can choose to shift that and show the way in the job. Because we were talking about how not only showing the way might be to somebody else, right? And then you keep going, but also, and can be simultaneously, where you show the way to somebody else and you show the way to you, and you keep going in both things, okay? So in the example with the job, you're showing the way to yourself that you can shift how you are in the job and realize that it's part of that, all of it, part of it, some of it depends on everybody's individual case and where they are and how they're expanding in this, that they can then hold it and flow with it, most importantly, in a completely different way, and show the way in that, and keep going forward in the job in other various ways on an energetic level after work, a whole 9 hours. So now let's bring this into this conversation, that example. And so choosing what you're investing in. So just back up on the job thing, if you're in a frequency vibration where my job sucks and I hate it and I have to go, okay, forget the job for a minute, forget the having to go part. You are choosing to invest in the frequency of, and then reaping the dividends of, my job sucks and I hate it. You don't even have to go to work to reap the dividends of that investment you made. Is that like spectacular money management and return? This is like, what is it? What's the thing? You don't even have to show up to work to get, it's like, information
residual income. It's residual. Yeah.
Well, and it also,
it keeps coming.
And it also speaks for me to that whole idea of following your highest desire too there. Right. So, yeah.
Right. But the reason I play with the job one is because pretty much everybody can relate to that, number one. And number two, one often doesn't think, well, I'm stuck with my highest desire. Right, so it's not normally a spinnus modus operandus, right?
Oh, that's right.
But no. However, the kibitzing about the job is a really good spinnus modus operandus. So, but again, that's an investment. So then, so we'll take it a little further. Now we're actually going to work, and we're hearing tell-up stories of shifting our perspective in work, to show the way and keep going. Okay, so now we're investing is, different inspirations, to go back to what Lisa was talking about, where I'm inspired to do different things. Okay, so now I have a couple of different options to hold and behold my job in a different way. And which one do I want to choose, right? Which I want to invest in, and that way. So again, you still don't have to go to work yet, in this, and it can take a nanosecond to do it. But now you're being more conscious about it. You're feeling in about it. And look at that. Here it comes, a little nudge. It's coming right by. And you can use that as kind of navigational telemetry, that there may be a nudge on this and this and this. And then, because you're following your nudges, it doesn't mean, oftentimes for me, a lot of times I know I've said this before, where I'll do the phone recording, and on one particular day there may be a lot of nudges come in. So if I go from wherever I was doing the phone and I was recording them, and I go to my email, I'm looking at all these ones. So, and this is a great example of choosing what to, right, invest my energy in. So I could say, well, I'm following my nudges. Okay, I got to follow my nudges. That's the rules. The steps is first nudge, follow that, second nudge, follow that, right? Okay, could be. Absolutely. Great. Perfect. But I'm expanding beyond my own step of doing that. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm going to feel that. And where am I investing my energy? Because oftentimes there was a flow to them. But if we're looking, so down here is the one that came in first in an email, right? In my email anyways. And so it could be that I'm feeling into it and I see that what came in third was the expansion upon the expansion upon the expansion, right? And so I go, oh, okay, so I actually followed the nudge through those by following the nudge. And it's the Matryoshka doll of nudges. So if I grab this third one, right, I have followed nudge 1 and 2. I'm looking at 3, and I'm choosing to invest my energy in 3 because now I know you could look at it as collapse the other ones as they're completed and done. That was where I needed to go all the time, but since I got it all going on over here, I let this little part of me know we got it going on. And this was my path to show me how to get to 3. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it did to me. I don't know if anybody else caught that, but because I saw you walking up, well, sort of like walking up stair steps to go, like you had to do 1 and 2 to get to number 3.
Yeah.
When you said collapse, it's almost like, well, when you talked about the Matryoshka dolls, so 1 and 2 is almost contained in 3.
Yes.
So that's what I saw.
Yeah. So 1 is the littler size doll, and 2 is right. And
right. Yeah. Absolutely.
And this, what we're playing with here, since it's all related, it connects on with everything. And what's really cool is as you start to have an awareness of taking care, and that that you're actually investing your energy. So like with the email example, with the comment example, okay, it's not, you're actually investing in it. So you have an awareness of that and noticing of that. Oh, okay. And now we've brought in the nudges. So I'm expanding and I want to do this. And I like this idea because I've been seeing my nudges and understanding that it's vital for me to do that just because of where we are and what I agreed to do previously to being here. But I'm also seeing it's cool because they're bringing other things right around the corner that I never would have thought, and now I can see them. Okay, so now you overlay the taking care with what you're investing your energy in. So that could be, and again, you can break that down to many different things. So on the nudge scheme for a minute, you could say, am I investing in kibitzing about a particular nudge, or somehow thinking, well, that seems like a fancier, more fantastical nudge, so that's obviously got to be the better nudge because it's shinier one way, or that one's easier, right? Again, so it could be just the attitude that you're choosing to invest in, the energy in. It could be lots of different things. So again, if you all of that is awareness and how you personally, because you're the expert, choosing to navigate. And sometimes, and remember this, I keep getting nudged tonight in this because I think in all 3, this being the 3rd one we've talked about, that you can go in that in-breath space, in that pause space, in that void space, since we're on money investing, in the hold pat space for a moment, and that is investing your energy in that moment, because it's a being as doing, so to say, energy. There you go.
I know. I'm telling you, I leave my phone on now for that very purpose. This reminds me too of something Lisa helped me see in regards to what how'd you put it, Lisa? Oh yeah. She asked me once why I was renting out that space in my head for that particular thing I was wrestling with at that point. And that's I view that now exactly the same thing. That's choosing something to invest my energy in. So that was something where I was wasting my time investing energy in something that wasn't serving me. And this particular one, where in terms of the comment, was my failure to see that even though I thought there was no energy going to be invested, indeed there there is. So, wow, this has been a very, very cool conversation for me, because yet and again, it just shows me, for one thing, how easy it is to, well, for me, I see at every turn what being unconscious really looks like and feels like when I see, oh crap, yeah, that's right. Okay, I get that now.
So on one perspective, it could be a really messy, chaotic thing. On another perspective, it can be a delicious thing. And look at all the expansion. Look at all the avenues to play, right? So again, it's how you're doing that. And I just want to go back to one thing that Lisa said a bit ago about, she mentioned she liked the way that I was calling investing in. So when you're investing in something, yes, you're putting energy into it. So I'm investing this. And so you could say, well, I wasted my energy, or I went down that rabbit hole, or I unconsciously did that and I thought I was going like this, yet I was still there. But you're also getting dividends on this. So those could be, if you're choosing, right, and you're conscious and you're taking care with what you're investing in. Mostly it's titled that way because people are oblivious to the fact that they're investing, so it would be helpful to take care. But they're getting dividends. So if you're consciously choosing to invest in something, those dividends will then they'll give you reaping benefits for you. Now, someone asks, "Oh, that's great. So those dividends are good things, right?" Well, again, that's perspective. So a dividend could be prickly and bumpy and ouchy. That doesn't mean that it's losing its value as a dividend, which is, return on your investment, because you are getting tremendous return on your investment in that. Those are big payoff dividends, right? Using the financial metaphor. Mm-hmm. Your linear brain goes, well, get them out of here, except that it's all about expansion. So if that one investment returned those dividends that were prickly and pokey and tripped you up and caught your shoe on fire, whatever it is, right? Metaphors you're using, it would help you expand on the idea of being aware to take care of what you're investing in. That's a huge dividend. If it's one moment there where that investment got you to then pay attention and notice and flow and see how you're much more conscious now and unfolding it, those are great. Those are kick-ass dividends. Right. Yeah, they were pokey and your shoe was on fire and that kind of stuff. But nonetheless, you understand what I'm saying? Because everything's related.
Well, the the part of that that was the most telling for me when you were using the example of, uh, my job sucks and I hate it. You know, well, the dividends of that are, more hating of the job and the sucking of it. Those are so for me, that's a really good, clear. Um, I just that came in really loud and clear as far as that what you're communicating there for dividends, because it's just it just sounded very clear to me. I did not think about that. It's just for me, it kind of blew me away as to how unconscious I was in regards to that. And it was actually kind of surprising to me because, I've been doing this a little bit now and I think I'm conscious. I'm becoming conscious. Well, wait a minute. Whoa, maybe not so fast. That was very surprising to me. So, wow. There's a lot to consider in all of this, isn't it?
A lot to play with. There's a lot to play with.
Well, yes. Okay. But
that's why I play with, because I get dividends if I'm playing.
Okay.
If I'm considering things from my perspective, I tried it that way and I thought these dividends are smelly. But if I play with it, then at least I'm having.
Well, I like that. Yeah, that's a much better. That feels much better.
Amazon John Easterling said this once. He was talking about how he was realizing how he was creating his own experience. He was in the Amazon forest, and he was having a series of unfortunate events that were befalling him quite on the regular. And he said, I kept asking myself at every turn, well, what else could go wrong? What else could possibly go wrong? And he said, it wasn't until he was pretty in deep. I mean, he was in pretty deep before he realized, I think I'm asking the wrong question. And then he started to ask, what can go right? And then that's when, and so I see that kind of as the dividend thing again, too.
Yeah.
Where are you focused? What are you investing in? I love that. That's really good. Thank you.
And we can use it in any situation, focus, structure with ourselves, with other beings. It doesn't have to be tied to any one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the key for me that I got out of this whole conversation, ladies, and I'm so ever so appreciative, is that there's more. There's just more to every action and even thought processes. There's just way more to it. And it takes a little bit more consideration. I mean, I've really been diligent, I thought, about my responses to things. And granted, in this particular case, again, there's a portion of me that already knew the right answer for me and handled that situation because I didn't want any part of that, one way or the other. So it just didn't happen. But in thinking about it and in having the conversation, I can clearly see where I hadn't. I mean, I want to make sure I'm phrasing this right, because on the one hand, I recognize that what I did in one way feels unconscious. And yet I know that on some level, my greater being handled that situation and I didn't have to think about it. Does that make sense? I didn't have to go into the detail that you did, BZ, because on some level, my greater being handled that and I knew it and it was fine.
Yeah.
And yet, in little Sheila, while I was speaking with you in regards to it, now I'm faced with the choice. Instead of, wait a minute, wait, that's it. I pulled it out of Big Sheila's hands into little Sheila's hands in our conversation just then. And that's when, okay, well, hold it. Sorry. Oh, that's cool. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Oh my God.
We need a bell. Ding, 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 ding.
Okay. Well, now there is an example of overthinking and yet not. Okay, I'm extremely dizzy. I'm sorry.
You're in the bell round, that's why.
Whee!
Holy crap. No, my feet are buzzing.
Yeah, everything's buzzing over here. Yeah. My hair is buzzing. Can you see it?
Can you see it?
People didn't know the light. This is the lightning round, right?
No, I can hear it from the other room. I can hear it. Wow. Okay. That was really very cool, though, for me to see that on that level and that on all those levels. Thank you both so much.
Fun.
Wow. Well, I hope this has been a helpful one for someone else, anyone else, everyone else. Well, if it was only 1/10 as helpful for you as it was for me, this has been a success.
All right.
I just want to, because I was going to let it go, but I've heard a couple of beings say this, and
okay,
that don't play with that. Don't invest the collective energy in that. But since it's the third time it's come around, I'm going to play with this thing. So Sheila was saying, before she jumped all the way up to the lightning round, she was saying, well, there's a lot to look at there. And, and part of the way that she was going, did I just get a zing thing?
Yes, you did.
Okay, that's what I thought. That was a, don't listen to the first, second, and third time, just go with the first time. So Sheila was saying, well, gosh, I thought I was paying attention, or I thought I was doing the work. I'm paraphrasing to make my point here. And gosh, there's some more to look at. And some people say, well, damn, I'm never going to get it now. Right. Okay. And so now we're all back to this, right? Okay. It's all perfect and perfectly done. And you could look at it that, every moment of it is all work, and you are doing the work, and you are the expert. My choice is that it's all play. You can't get it done, and you can't get it wrong. You never get it done. Abraham says that. And if you're playing, then you are consciously navigating. If you're playing, you are going with the flow. And if you're playing, you're invested in that energetic of playing, which is a sense of wonder, it's a sense of discovery, it's a sense of expansion. And sometimes, have you ever been playing a game and it was a really cool game that you were invested in, and you came in and you're a little dirty and muddy from, maybe it was tech fault, whatever it is, right? So allow yourself to shift the perspective. Allow yourself to hug yourself and say, hot damn, you're doing a good job, right? And just go with it. So anyways, those are my 2 energetic frequency cents on the stuff that was coming in. I'm done now.
That was beautiful.
No, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And I learned so much in this last one. To include for myself how I've gone around my elbow to get to my mouth kind of thing. It's just, I don't know. It's just kind of odd. So this has really been a very cool one for me because, wow. Very clearly, part of what I've done there was over-intellectualize some things. Little Sheila over-intellectualized some things. So thank you, Big Sheila, for having my back. Because I had already taken care of the thing. I mean, so I just don't give myself enough credit, apparently, a lot of times. And so when I stopped to think about it in this conversation and went like this, that's not at all what actually happened. So see, that's amazing in and of itself too for me.
So Big Sheila is giving Little Sheila and telling her to give herself a hug too. It's like, got it all going on.
Hugs all around.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, this has been a really good one. Do either one of you have anything you'd like to add to this one? Well, thank you both so much. We will have, of course, Lisa's blog information and BZ's blog information in the show more section of this video, along with all of my information. And till next time.
Wow.